Remember I was telling you there's two abodes, the land of Islam and the Lode, which have to be at war. Many people, okay, you see a lot of Muslims flooding the West. Do you know that according to Sharia, Muslims are banned from voluntarily going to live under infidel authority? Why would you do that? For the good life? That's not good enough. So the only caveat that allows Muslims to go and migrate and still be Muslims is if in some form or other you're trying to help spread Islam. Okay, so if I come and live amongst the infidels and I do what you're describing, telling you, the holy books is great, and I try to convert you, or I try to help the image. Jihad has all these different categories. It's not just physical. There's jihad of the tongue, which means propaganda. Jihad of the pen, which means also propaganda. Jihad of the money. Okay, and so they are as long as they're engaged in that kind of jihad of the womb, demography. They encourage Muslims to go have as many babies as you can in the West. These are all forms of jihad, because jihad means it's not necessarily warfare. That's its primary manifestation, but it means it's struggling to empower Islam against the land of the infidel. So any good Muslim who is in the West is to some degree involved in this. That's the only way they can justify being in the West. If they just came here and are living under infidel authority because I want the good life, they're actually breaking Islamic rules.
So you're telling me Ilhan Omar is breaking Islamic rules when she, was taken in as a refugee from Somalia as a child, and professes to be fantastic.
No, she's not breaking the rules as long as in her heart I'm helping Islam somehow.
She clearly is. Actually, she makes that very clear. Yep. Okay, so I want to let's go back to the beginning. Here's my understanding of this. It's like 600 AD. Jews and Christians have been around for 600 years at this point. Jews for I don't even know how many thousands of years, how many millennia. And all of a sudden there's Muhammad. And he hears from the angel Gabriel. And Gabriel tells this guy, start a new religion called Islam?
Well, not a new religion in the Islamic understanding. The Islamic understanding is Muhammad is bringing back the correct religion, which these Jews and Christians had, but ruined it. Okay, so God had. That's why, Abraham and Moses and Noah and Jesus are prophets. Okay, so they are, they're part of the canon of religion. But Jews and Christians ruined it by rewriting scriptures. So the Jewish scriptures, the New Testament, have been tampered with. Okay, so for example, Muslims believe Jesus. It's amazing. They believe he was born of a virgin and he performed miracles, and he's going to come on Judgment Day. But the idea that he died and that he was crucified, or that he's the Son of God, or that he was resurrected, that's anathema to them. Okay, so why do Christians say that? Because Christians lied and they rewrote it. So Muhammad's coming back to bring the world back to the original, untainted, unvarnished religion that started all the way back with Abraham, or even Noah. Okay, or even Adam and Eve. They have Adam actually, and that's so it's not a new religion. He's bringing it back to its pristine form. And just one final thought, since I'm talking about this because it's related. The idea, it's just, okay, so Judaism and Christianity are obviously interconnected organically, okay?
Sure, because Jesus was a Jew.
Exactly.
And then when the people who followed him became Christians.
Right.
Got it.
And, I mean, obviously there's the difference. But, so for example, if you look at the Bible, the Christian Bible, what we call the Old Testament, the Jewish scriptures, they are exactly as the Hebrews wrote them. Okay, so Christians didn't rewrite them. Right. Now, what Muhammad did is he appropriated all these guys, all these historical figures from from antiquity, so he can validate his new movement and say, yeah, I'm part of this whole thing. But then he rewrote everything about them. He didn't rewrite it, but I mean the Islamic narrative of what he said and what came out in the Quran and in the Hadith led to a completely recasting of all these characters. Okay. So, for example, I told you in the end day, Jesus comes back, which is consistent with Christian eschatology.
Okay. Got it.
But he comes back to break the cross and kill all the pigs. to abrogate jizya is a tax that Christians and Jews are supposed to pay not to get killed. And to abrogate that, which means at this point now, if you're a Christian Jew, you either convert or die. So that's the Islamic Jesus, Isa. Okay, and I already gave you an example of Ibrahim, who, he is now used by Muslims to justify hating non-Muslims, because Ibrahim supposedly in the Quran told his people, We hate you, and there's nothing going to be between us except war and hate until you become Muslims. Okay, so basically, Muhammad took all these, he appropriated these characters, recast them to validate himself, and that's why when people say, you know, the Abrahamic religions and they try to put Islam in, you know, and actually it makes it worse, you know, because there is no bridge. It's like, I'll give you a final analogy, because for all these people, and I get tired of it, the whole bridge thing and Islam and, ooh, we share the same biblical characters. Here's what it's really like. Imagine someone telling you, you know, let's say you have a beloved grandfather who you knew, and then I come out of nowhere and I tell you, hey, that's my grandfather too. Okay, that sounds, it sounds like I'm ingratiating myself, but then I tell you, and everything you know about him is wrong. It's what I know. Okay, now is that going to create a bridge, or is that going to create conflict?
Right, of course.
Right?
I see what you're saying. All right, guys, if you like this clip and you want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want more content like this, you can subscribe to the show by clicking here.